Welcome to yet another electrifying edition of the ANC TV. As I've said earlier on, we are in Kimberley in the Northern Cape, and of course the diamond capital of the world, where the African National Congress Youth League nationally is having the historic second General Council. And of course, in the studio right now, I am joined by the former president of the ANC Youth League, and of course, many people have called him Razzmatazz. He's very vibrant. He's just come off the podium and joining us in the studio. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about the Secretary General of the African National Congress in this country, Ntate Fikile Mbalula. Comrade Fikile Mbalula, good afternoon and welcome to the show.
No, thank you for having us, and long live to ANC TV.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Your reflection on the General Council.
The General Council of the ANC Youth League is the second General Council. The first General Council was held in Midrand, which muted and adopted the slogan freedom, economic freedom in our lifetime. And bringing into life the ANC Youth League slogan in 1944, when the Youth League was formed, which said freedom in our lifetime. And they adapted that slogan, the Youth League, in its first General Council to today's challenge and mission, which is economic freedom. And coming to this General Council, the Youth League theme of the General Council talk about change now, not later, and which is important because the youth have always brought sense of agency in the politics of the country, but at the same time in shaping up the character of the African National Congress. It has been a good General Council from beginning to the end, and now they are in commissions finalizing resolutions, which resolutions, looking at the midterm reports, have been presented and adopted, and which is quite encouraging. And the commissions now are going to shape up in terms of what is it that the leadership needs to do to accelerate on the resolutions of the last conference, which really are focused on economic freedom, and in particular socio-economic conditions of young people.
How is the alignment between what the Youth League is saying in terms of economic freedom now and what the ANC might want to achieve?
Come again?
What would be the alliance, or the alignment rather, between what the Youth League now is saying, economic freedom now, not in our lifetime, now, today, as opposed to what we in the ANC as the mother body is trying to achieve?
And now it means the present. It doesn't mean that the Youth League doesn't have resolutions that it has sponsored in the ANC when it comes to youth development and socio-economic, changing the socio-economic conditions of young people. Those resolutions are there. If you look at the economic structure of our country and where it places the Youth League have sponsored a number of resolutions. Education, you can talk about policy in relation to mineral resources, you talk about beneficiation and all of that. Youth League have shaped that particular resolution of the ANC in relation to youth interest, and we're looking forward from this General Council to that vibrancy and to pursue the agenda of youth. I mean, I was talking about the regulations of credit regulator that were withdrawn. It is the Youth League, led by its president and the SG, post their meeting, that opposed those regulations in as far as it affect young people, particularly as students. And that's how powerful is the Youth League. And of course, other formations across the political divide and all of that came into the party by supporting what the ANC Youth League have actually generated. The Youth League led the biggest march in the country, and many other people were basically besmirching that march. It's useless and all of that. But I can assure you that Colin Malachi, without sounding to be patronizing, has actually been on the right track in terms of leading the youth, and the age in terms of the cohort of youth who are elected with him is in their favor. And I can tell you, even in the ANC National Executive Committee, not on petty issues, factionalism, and on fundamental transformative issues, the Youth League has been stepping up in the NEC, both the Secretary General and the President, and which is what is expected of them. So they've not been quite, big on internal squabbles of the ANC, like the Youth League used to be associated with such. They've actually been big on shaping the social transformation agenda of this country for the youth. And that is what they've actually done. And that is why, coming to this meeting, we are one as leadership to convey to them that the ANC is behind you. And we are in support. We sent the Deputy President. I was here as the SG. The President, I'm going to negotiate with him to come here tomorrow, because I discussed with the President of the Youth League the question of times, because to us local government is a special NEC and it needs the President. So we're starting at 9. So Colin, the President of the Youth League, has briefed me that the rally will be at 1. So we will release the President to come here, which is about an hour. And I called him, and I couldn't finish my discussion with him. I had to rush to the podium to speak. So we'll finalize that discussion, and I'll convey to him that indeed there is space for him to come, because I thought that if we start in the morning with a special NEC, which will end on Sunday, it means that the President will not be in a position to grace the occasion, but the President of the Youth League have since explained to me how the program will then unfold. So that's how we hold this leadership, in high esteem, and have legit expectations, and we've got to support them to succeed. It's not easy to lead the youth. We come from there, we know. So we are here to support them and give leadership as the ANC to this leadership of the ANC Youth League, led by Fikile Mbalula.
Two fundamental issues that they are raising: economic freedom, which you've already addressed, and unemployment of young people in this country. How are we addressing that as the ANC and the majority in our government today?
I'm being directed in many ways. How we are intervening is that, one, everything that government does in the endeavor to create jobs, it will benefit the youth in particular. So our economy is not growing at the same pace as we want, but what we are driving in terms of the overarching strategy of the ANC is a reindustrialization. Create industries that expand and create jobs in the country. And in this particular instance, that is what has been our priority. We have adopted a consolidated economic trajectory of the ANC on what needs to be done as the NEC, which at the level of government is driven by trade and industry. But, we need cohesive, as we go to the General Council, clearer perspective on what economic policy and trajectory we are following as the ANC. Back then, you will know what the ANC is doing when it comes to economy,
yes,
and all of that. But now, if we can ask all of us here, we will speak in tongues. But our manifesto talks about industrialization. And this is what we are pursuing as a country. And as we do that, it will then benefit majority of our youth in South Africa.
Finally, former Youth League president, not so young anymore, we're getting to the rally tomorrow. Will you be gracing us with your presence and strutting some few moves on stage?
No, I'm not. I run the ANC now. So the Youth League has prepared me to lead the ANC. And, it's a very important, as much as I have to strike a personal note about it, it's me at the helm, but it's a reflection of a generation. The contribution we have made into the ANC over the years, and that today we're at the helm of the ANC. And I'm proud that in the national officials of the ANC, you've got two directly officials of the ANC who come from the ranks of the Youth League. Of course, others come from the youth movement, but they did not come to realize the fruition of the formation of the Youth League in the country and belong to it. Of course, they belong to the Women's League and so on, but two officials of the ANC come direct from the ranks of the ANC, with one of them being the Secretary General and the second Deputy Secretary General. That is a reflection of the contribution we have made in the ANC over the years. And if you look at the ANC in the provinces and the regions, it then begin to put into practice and realization that the ANC Youth League is a training ground and a preparatory school that offload, like a TLB to the African National Congress. And that's what is happening now. It's not a fallacy, it's not a fault and all of that. And that's why you will see the behavior even into the ANC. Now, we've got to teach the youth the good discipline and not imbue the youth with negative and foreign tendencies like disruption. When the SG comes because you lost a conference in Etlantsen, when he gets there, boo him, embarrass the ANC and embarrass the SG. Let me tell you, I'm of a different brand. Yeah. I'm not intimidated by thuggery. I go for it head on. And those thugs who are doing that thing, I know them. And we will deal with them in terms of the ANC. Will not be intimidated. As an organization, the era we are in now of renewal requires of us to be decisive as an organization. If we don't do that, we said renew or perish, and that is it. And I know where these comrades come from with all of such tendencies and all of that. And I'm happy that the youth rejected them and their tendency. Yeah, they did not embrace that anarchy because I knew the youth will not take such tendencies and run with them because the focus is different. These young people, 4,000 of them, their expectation is different of this leadership of the youth. They want jobs now. They don't want some factional meeting that took place in some province and where a group was defeated to be planted here and all of that, which has got nothing to do, by the way, with the SG. It has got everything to do with the processes of the ANC. And I lead the ANC, and I know even in the ANC, you deal with such people, where people are disgruntled about this and that, because I'm in the fire, and I lead the African National Congress. But our primary responsibility is to do away with such tendencies. So as we imbue this youth, we must imbue them with the tendencies of ideological clarity and political consciousness, not anarchy. Because those who plant anarchy among the youth, they will live here disgruntled because they themselves don't know why they have to do this, but they've been told to do it anyway. But at the end of the day, they will not have benefited in the world of political education and the science of organization as they come together in a dome like this. A lot of money has been spent here for this dome by the Northern Cape to host the Youth League. And for Youth League to achieve this milestone of a second General Council, literally on their own. Yes, the ANC did come to the party support, but they did it. When Ngudle and them came to me as the SG and I brought them to the officials, I thought these ones are joking. This thing won't take place. But look at the setup here. I'm told young people travel every day to this dome as far as 40 kilometers from Jan Camp to come to the venue every day. Northern Cape does not have facilities of accommodation like Johannesburg and all of that. But this youth is here. So that's why there's been delays of time and all of that. So and the Northern Cape hosted them, because Northern Cape is one today of the most organized ANC provinces. It doesn't mean that everything is hunky-dory, there are no challenges, but it's one of the most organized provinces of the ANC, and we are proud of as an organization. And for Zamani and them to support the Youth League in the way they did, I told Colin as the president, I hope you appreciate this. To put up a dome and get 4,500 or 6,000 young people in a dome in the Northern Cape, where nobody dream of coming for an event because there are no venues and all of that. I'm told these comrades are sleeping far away. And the secretary of the province was saying to me, SG, bring the national conference here. I don't know, but we'll look into that. But I'm really encouraged. The spirit here is unbelievable. And it must not be spoiled by anarchy, and disjointed groupings that have got no sense of moment. The ANC is under attack. The ANC, you can characterize it in the most defining, it's in trouble. You can't gather 4,000 young people to come here for nonsense. And they did not come here for election. They come here to shape their future. And that's what Ngudle and Colin must lead these young people to. And I'm happy they are doing that. So I live here very happy. If that anarchy was celebrated by the youth, I will be disheartened. But I live here because I saw the youth of the ANC defying that anarchy. And I knew about it before I came. And I knew from where it was plotted. But I said to the comrades, I'm going there. And I'm going to confront it. And that's what I did from the platform. Because I know where it was manufactured and why it was manufactured. And secondly, there are people who said this conference is called for Mbalula to come and shine for presidency. If I want to become president of the ANC, I want to campaign or whatever that is the case, it's not for me. It's for the movement. That will come at the right moment. And that is why I had to tell the youth, including the Women's League and the Youth League, stop this thing of leadership and all of that. We're falling apart. And I'm happy coming here. I see the determination of ANC structures every day in the by-elections. It's not easy. Look at him there in Soweto. The numbers we gathered there and the political parties behind us that are coming. It's not easy for anyone who calls himself a revolutionary to be thinking of things that take us back and undermine our cohesion going forward. We will never allow them. To quote Didi Mabuze, simshaya manje, simphula idolo manje, simqede. Ngeke siyekela abantu bazodlala ngalento, quote unquote, Mabuze. May his soul rest in peace. Ngeke siyenze lonto le. Umuntu simshaya manje.
Yes.
And that is the spirit going forward. Because we must be militant, and the Youth League must be militant in defending the gains of our freedom and to defend the ANC from further sinking down. And the truth must come from this dome with proper resolutions that they as leadership must champion. And we are confident with what we have seen, what we have observed, that is coming. Thank you very much.
SG, let me thank you for handing over the baton to the leadership that we have today of the Youth League. You're one of the people that has shaped the Youth League, contributed quite a lot. Even in the ANC today, young people are still looking, at you for motivation and for encouragement. Thank you so much for joining us today. Let's give the leadership of the Youth League and our SG a round of applause. There's a lot of people here. Let's give them a round of applause. And I'm saying today, the Youth League has managed to get a black dome and have black people, black young people covered under that dome. That is very significant. Thank you so much for coming through.
Salute. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
That was the SG, the Secretary General of the African National Congress, and of course talking to us his reflections about the second General Council of the ANC Youth League. And of course we want to thank him coming through, braving what we call spring in the Northern Cape. It's hot. It looks like it's the headquarters of Satan here, but summer is coming, so it's going to be worse. And braving this, and all delegates, 4,500 young people that came down to the Northern Cape, the rural and the most desert area in this country, coming down here and making sure that their minds come together and shape the future of this country. Thank you so much. We've been live on ANC TV. I'm Malik. Keep on voting for the African National Congress, because there's no other party that gave you freedom and that will continue to give you freedom and strive for economic freedom now, today, than the ANC.